we dress how we want to be addressed.
There's no availability in the season that I'm in right now for, I mean, friendship.
Real talk.
Love me from afar, I love you from afar, but right now I'm fully locked into what I'm supposed to be doing.
Learn to rejoice during the process.
It's taking the conversations you're having in private, public.
This ain't just clothing.
Yeah.
We're clothing you more than just with clothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The company culture, the standard was speed. And he said, we focus on speed. How can we do this faster? Which I love that. You know, money loves speed.
You got to believe it before others believe it. Because if you don't believe it, you can't expect nobody else to believe it.
Every obstacle, I've created a permanent solution to never have to deal with it again.
You see what I'm saying now? That's the game.
Yeah.
Free game with crack, baby. I promise you, bro, this is an 8th grade dropout, child runaway, bro. Literally the least likely, sitting here at this moment in time, bro, standing in my dream, standing in your dream. Man, ain't God good.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to a new episode of the Free Game with Crack podcast. Today, I have the man, the myth, the legend, Aondray Worthy, a.k.a. Mr. Walk Worthy, with Walk Worthy Menswear.
You got it down packed, man.
Man, how are you today?
Man, I'm wonderful, man. I appreciate you having me today.
You look very sharp.
Man, thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. How did fashion become, I guess, a staple with you?
Man.
And have you always been just so fresh dressed?
Well, first and foremost, I'm absolutely not been always fresh dressed. You know, come from a very poverty-stricken, background, more or less. But however, fashion was always before me. You know, my grandfather, he always wore a suit. He always wore a tie on special occasions. Growing up, we had what was called our play clothes, and then we had our good clothes. And my uncles, they always, wore suits, and I would see them interact with each other. But I want to say I didn't really get my style until actually when hip hop hit. Hip hop, gave me some direction and everything, and began to give me some identity.
Who were some early influences when it came to that?
Man, and I'm gonna tell you, Crack, you talking to someone that is a consumer, a pioneer, man. I go all the way back, man, to Melly Mel. I go all the way back to, Steady B. I go back to Eric B. Rakim, KRS-One. I bridge in the NWA, DOC, man. Then I bridge into the 90s where you got like the Hot Boys and, you know what I mean? But I think at the end of the day, I love the art of hip hop. I love lyrics. I pay attention to lyrical content. Yeah. And I'm all about the words. I hate the cat, rat, sat, and all that type of rap.
Yeah.
Give me
small vocab rap.
Yeah. Give me some content, man. Give me something that's gonna elevate me, man. And that's what I tend to flock to. And even now, I'm still a junkie for hip hop, man. I love it. I'm always listening to, like I said, all of the artists and this content and everything.
Is it hard for you to find new music that you enjoy?
You know what? It's not. Number one is I have a filter, All
right, walk me through the filter.
So when it comes to what I intake, I always believe you are what you eat, and don't get me wrong, I still listen to, the newer artists that come out, and I stay connected because I work with the youth and I always want to have some type of dialogue to establish with them. But I don't know, man. I mean, that's a good question, man. I mean, restate it one more time for me. What was your question?
What is the filter?
The filter. Well, the filter is definitely when it comes to, again, my faith, man. When it comes to just the music as a whole. When it comes to toxic, you know what I mean? I've been there, I done that, and it nearly cost me my life. You know what I mean?
About that too.
You know what I'm saying? So for me now, I'm looking for, the KBs, the Triplies, the 1K Fuse, the D1s, you know what I mean? Like, I like those guys that, bring some content. Yeah.
It's a struggle for me to find new music. With my background being a producer, I'm a beat first.
Yes, sir.
Like, I guess in a perfect world, it would be a really good beat, but then it would be a song with a really good message and good lyrics.
Understood.
But I've gotten so desperate for new music to listen to that sometimes I'm like, this is good enough for now.
Okay.
It's like, absolutely. I like the beat enough. The lyrics aren't very good.
Yeah.
But this is good enough for right now.
Type of meat. Okay. I can dig that. I mean, I think you can. I think that to some degree we should be like that, because it is. The artists change so much as far as, music and rap and everything, man.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Which artists would you say that you listen to the most?
Who's my go-to?
In rap specifically.
Man, you know what? I'm going to tell you, I love old school. I'm EPMD. I'm Wu-Tang. But I would have to say the one that gets me in the mood though is my EPMD, man. That You Got to Chill album, that was the album for me, man. I loved it. I lip synced all the songs. I knew the dance steps. Yeah. It get me hype, you know what I mean? So I would definitely say, man, EPMD was one of my favorite groups, and I still listen to.
Yeah. How would you describe their music to somebody that's never heard it? I've never heard their music.
So I would say with EPMD, sampling was big.
Okay.
So they sampled a lot of the older tracks that I grew up listening to when my mom and my dad would play. And to hear those flipped and, you know what I mean, and remixed. But then at the same point in time, they're lyrical, they were lyrical.
Yeah.
They made you want to get up and move. They made you just feel energized and good, and you know what I mean? And, and I just, like I said, I just love their flow, and then I love their fashion.
Okay.
I mean, whether it was the fisherman hats, you know what I mean? The denim, and blue jean outfits, you know what I mean? The big chains, you know what I mean? I liked it, that sort of thing, that sort of thing.
50 Cent is the artist that I listen to the most.
Okay, I can see that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's also the artist that I think I have the most familiarities with.
Absolutely.
He wrote a book. It's on the shelf there somewhere. Malik, what was the name of the book that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man,
Absolutely.
I listened to the audiobook twice and read the physical book once.
Wow.
Like, I highly recommend that book.
I'm going to check it out.
I'll say it's kind of his self-improvement book.
Understood.
Where he talks about like always prioritizing the gym.
Yeah.
His mindset with a lot of different things.
Yeah, he no longer drinks and
choosing enemies,
yeah.
like even like strategic stuff like that. Like a lot of his philosophy. And but I look up to 50 Cent.
I enjoy 50 when he first dropped. Well, not his first drop, but the one he did when he signed with Dre and them. You know what I mean?
Get Rich or Die Trying?
Man, I Get Rich and Die Trying, man. That was the album. And then I even liked the squad too. I liked the Lloyd Banks. I liked it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Young Buck, you know what I mean? I liked it, all of them too as well,
50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying changed my life.
Okay.
I'm at the time maybe 16. I'm in high school. This is like my early days of rap.
Yeah.
Was 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yes, sir.
Then it was that time frame where my friends started making music, and then I started making music, and then that's what led to Crack-a-Lack, and then making beats and rapping and having a studio, and everything transpired from 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Hey, man, well, 50, like I said, man, he lit a fire under a lot of people, man.
For sure.
Yeah, he came out and he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's still doing it. You know what I mean? I'm observing this beef, what's going on right now to see how this comes about, but he's quiet right now. So, that's dangerous when he gets quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about how we first met.
Yeah, absolutely.
How I found you, and this is a testament to you being good at what you do.
Oh, man, thank you.
I'm getting married. This is 4 or 5 years ago. I needed a suit.
Yeah.
I go to Facebook.
Yeah.
I say, hey, I need a suit. And then just your name was like tag.
Yeah.
That's got to feel good.
Man, you know what? I tell you, man, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
It's confirmation. Nobody sees, what you do when no one's around. The late nights, the early mornings. Nobody sees the sacrifices. Nobody sees the sacrifices that your family has to make. To believe in the dream.
Yeah.
And to see people respond to me, I think it's really just a confirmation that I'm not that same guy no more. I actually now really view people and love people and try to make people feel appreciated and pretty much make them feel like I always wanted to feel. You know what I mean? And it's just been a blessing, man. It's been a blessing. Yeah.
Let's talk about the low points and getting started.
Wow.
Like when you hear some of the lowest points in your life, what memories, where does that take you mentally?
Yeah, man. I'm going to tell you, man, almost a tearjerker.
Yeah.
You know, being married and having young kids.
Okay.
You know, and not really having your direction, having direction, pretty much trying a number of different shoes to see which one fits.
Yeah.
You know.
What different things did you try?
Man, I've done it all. My wife will tell you, she was the one that literally told me, you better lock in on something and stick to it. You know what I mean?
What were some of the hustles?
Man, I did everything from being a street pharmacist. Honestly, man, from being a street pharmacist to, sitting down doing financial services and doing life insurance, you know what I mean, to, working for Federal Express to, I've been always blessed to be able to find a great job. You know, I think people have always seen, something in me and given me an opportunity to take a shot. Sometimes I didn't make it. Sometimes I did make it. But I would just say once again, man, I'm just a jack of all trades, man. But the dark moments were definitely just having young babies and depending on a 9-to-5 to support, your family, but yet have dreams for so much more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But man, negative bank accounts.
Yep.
Returned products. Clients changing their mind. No reserves in the bank account. Yeah, it was just like I said, man, some dark moments, even challenging moments even within my marriage. You know what I mean? Women want to feel secure.
Yeah.
And when the lights go off and the disconnect notices show up, it's a shot at your manhood. And then you're looking at, do I continue with this? Is this going to pan out and everything, man? So, man, I can just tell you, man, some dark moments. And I'm going to be honest with you, even now.
Yeah.
Still got dark moments, man. You know what I mean? People look at our social medias and look at it like a highlight reel, but we always edit out the negative things. We always put the best filter and the best photo forward. We never show them, you know what I mean, when we're looking crazy and all of these different things, but no matter what, I'm bent on being persistent and being consistent because I'm becoming something that I wasn't before. And it feels good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always say anything that ain't growing is dead. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm always looking to grow. So sometimes you got to go through it. And the dirt, is sometimes the most dirtiest place to be, but yet that's where the most growth takes place, and everything, man. So yeah, man, there's some challenges.
I like it when you're talking about the highlight reel. I've intentionally, maybe not always, but definitely, I remember 2 to 3 years ago, a specific time, we have a studio group chat, and I put in there, the plane's crashing. If I were you guys, I'd jump now, but I'm going down with the ship.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I remember I posted something online on social media, and I questioned, do I put this out there? Because then it makes me look weak, but at the same time, I'm like, the people that can relate to you the most, it's because there's this level of authenticity that's like, I can relate to you because you're like me too.
That's right.
And I feel like I can't relate to you because you're so perfect and all you do is win, but I have bad days. And so I've shared, and I didn't want to share, initially I didn't want to share negativity because I want to just make the world a better place and just kind of like childhood. If you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all.
Absolutely.
But then there's a lot of beauty in the darkness.
That's right.
That when you do share, it's like somebody that day needed to see that. And then they're thankful that you shared your hard time because they felt alone in their hard time. Come on.
Can I ask you, was that post like a couple months ago, about a month ago, 2 months ago?
The specific one that I'm talking about was like my first time kind of sharing a rainy day.
Yeah.
Was maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
The one you're talking about was like when the studio was going to close down.
Yeah.
That was maybe 3-4 months ago.
Let me tell you something, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because number one, you were being vulnerable. And again, everyone puts this pressure on us sometimes where we can't be human, that we always got to be, Superman.
Yeah.
But underneath the cape, we're Clark Kent as well. You know what I mean? And I'm going to tell you something. I read that post. And let me tell you something. You're absolutely right. I found myself in that post. Mm-hmm. You understand? Because there were also moments in my time, in my life, that I also felt that way, that this wasn't going to work out, that I'm just going to shut the door, that I'm going to just give up. You know what I mean? So hearing you, watching you share that, that's what I mean. Iron sharpens iron. Because look at us now. We sitting up in Crack House Studios, baby, recording, you know what I mean? And I just want to say, man, again, you got to be transparent.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you can't have a relationship if you can't relate.
Jim, that's a clip
you know
right
what I'm
there.
saying? You can't, you know what I mean? So I just want to say, again, thank you for being vulnerable. And furthermore, I think that's the reason where we are now, because we're not being vulnerable, especially as men. Mm-hmm. We always got to look like we got it always together, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a lot of pressure to be carrying 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, man. You know what I'm saying? So again, let us know that you're not an alien. Let us know that, you know what I mean? You're not Victor Wimbe. You know what I mean? Like, you're really a human being, and you never know who you inspire with that. Because they're like, hold on, man, you feel that way, bro? When I ride past, all I see is the Crack House Studios.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And man, I never thought that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's that perception, shedding that perception.
Real quick, this episode is sponsored by Jerry's Automotive right here in Lansing, Michigan. If you're in the need of any type of regular vehicle maintenance or even major repairs, I highly recommend Jerry's Automotive. They're family owned and operated for 60 plus years, and they're just great people, and they know what they're doing there. So make sure if you need any auto repair, you go to Jerry's Automotive in Lansing, Michigan, and you can go to their website and book your next appointment at freegamewithcrack.com/Jerry's. That'll take you directly to Jerry's Automotive. Back to the episode. I know now you have a store in the mall here.
Yes, sir.
Before you had a store, how were you operating?
Man, operating out of the house, man.
Yeah. You pulled up to me at the old studio.
Yeah, man. I took what I learned in corporate America and I applied it to the business. In corporate America, I was a life insurance agent, and we did also financial services. And we would go to our clients' homes, and we would sit down at the kitchen table, and we would talk, insurance, and we would talk, investments. And I got really good at it. I learned my script. I learned what I needed to do. I knew what words to, use in order to go get the pocketbook and not feel nervous telling someone to go get their checkbook. Okay, now did you see the value in it? Go get your checkbook. Let's get this taken care of. How to close the deal.
Yeah.
So I took all of those elements and I incorporated it into Walk Worthy. So when we built Walk Worthy, I said, well, guess what? Most people go to the store. How about we take the store to the people?
Yeah.
Now we're respecting the client's time. Now we're providing convenience, and now we're thinking outside of the box, and we're treating people, you know what I mean? We're putting people in a better position to feel more respected, more valued. Hold on, man. He came to my house, man, pulled out the fabrics, measured me up here, had the software, got me situated, brought it back over, delivered, made sure everything fitted, that personal touch. Yeah. And that right there, man, I am so grateful for. But again, it wasn't, I didn't feel like it was it though. I had to have a physical place. I don't know why. I don't know if it was only for my own self-gratification. Yeah. I mean, I was doing good numbers, you know what I mean? Doing it the way I was, if I felt comfortable, you can come to my home. If I didn't, I can come directly to you. Guys will call me to the bachelor parties and, 6, 7 guys getting measured up, all of that. But the store, I felt like it was, like I had to have my name on something. I need to physically see something. My wife was against it.
Was she?
Oh, man, yeah. My wife, she was like, baby, the mall is not what I see, for this brand.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I see bigger. And again, me, being hard-headed and me, thinking I know it all, I stepped out there, But I'll tell you what, I don't regret it. Going in the mall and now establishing those relationships with the people in the mall and the walkers and the, you know what I mean, and the everyday folks, man. Now I feel like I own the whole mall, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I got favor in the mall now. I feel like people, look forward to walking past Walk Worthy so that they know that I'm going to stretch my arm out and greet them, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, it goes back now into my purpose now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we out at the mall and, we're growing and we're entertaining perhaps moving into a bigger space. but I don't want to move prematurely.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm ready. And when I outgrow it, then I know it's time. Yeah.
One thing I love about that is, and you demonstrated this before we started filming the podcast to me personally, where I was talking in a negative frame of, man, being behind.
Yeah.
I got 11 other podcasts before this. I'm so behind. And you said, you're ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Like you're ahead of so many people. Like that's just a flip. Same scenario, same cup half. Yeah. I'm talking about how it was half empty. And you're
absolutely.
Like, man, you got a half cup of water.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Same thing with, you could have easily said, man, I'm really going to turn up the volume on, this whole men's fashion.
Yeah.
Once I get a store.
Yeah.
But instead you're like, I don't have a store right now. Ooh, the positive, it's so much more convenient for you, the customer. I can come right to you.
Absolutely.
Positive.
Absolutely. And I contribute that to Damon John's book, The Power of Broke.
Ooh.
Powerful book. Because when you got money, sometimes you waste it. You know what I mean? But when you broke, you get creative. You find ways to get creative. And I'm going to tell you how many times I've sat in my bed and bank account probably was negative, and something just said, you know what, take a couple images and just put it out there on your Facebook page and put some nice little quote behind it. And next thing I know, I'm getting inboxes. Dre, I like that suit. Dre, I want that. Dre, I want that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send the invoice over to you. Next thing you know, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a beautiful feeling, man. You know what I mean? So I would like to say that I try to be positive in everything, but it ain't always been like that, go crack.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I like, if you would have met the prior Aondray, you would have probably saw the complete opposite of that.
Okay.
It wasn't until I started learning that, I had some value, that I was valuable, and that I was somebody. You know what I mean? And once I began to get, confident in who I am, I wanted others not to feel like how I felt. So anytime I can take that situation and flip it, you know what I mean? And I'm great for that. I love that. I always look for the good in everybody, man. There's something I can learn from you. There's something I can get from you. Maybe this is a time for me to be quiet. Maybe this is a time, for me to speak. But what's in it for me to learn in that moment?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for me, like I said, man, I try to pull that out of people, man. Because again, the world is filled with it already. We're already beating ourselves down.
Yeah.
And we got others beating ourselves down. And again, we carry this pressure. You know what I mean? And almost like we comparing ourselves.
Yeah.
The grass is greener aspect, you know what I mean? But again, if you stay in your lane, you ain't got time to be looking at nobody else. So now find out what your lane is.
What advice would you give to somebody right now that doesn't know what their lane is?
I would always say, what would you do whether you was getting paid to do it or not?
That helped me a lot too.
You know what I mean? If music is your thing, and you love music, again, like whether you was getting paid or not, there may be something there with music. It could be management, it could be writing, it could be producing, it can be videography, it can be a number of different things tied to that. But I also would say also pay attention, you know what I mean, to people's behavior, like even with our children. You know what I mean? Like our kids can kind of let you know what their passions are and what they enjoy doing. You know what I mean? Always take me to the library. Why? I like grabbing books. Why? Because I like to read. Okay, so if you like to read, then you know what? There may be something in education. It might be something there. So I always say there's always little writing on the wall. But again, the problem is we tend to always look at someone else. And when we see someone else doing something, it looks like it's easy.
Yeah.
But again, we don't understand that that person may have been called to that, may have been birthed for that. It comes easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So again, if you're in your lane, you don't have time looking at or envying or coveting someone else's gift or someone else's business because you're too busy building your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just talking to my wife about gift. I was actually talking about Malik. I think his gift is that camera right there.
Absolutely. Right
now.
Yeah.
Your gift can change and evolve over time. Because I was reflecting, I was thinking, my gift for almost 20 years was producing, whether it was producing the beat, producing the song, producing the video, producing the content, producing, right?
Absolutely.
But I believe that my gift now is my mind and my mouth.
Absolutely.
So it's like learning, knowledge, wisdom.
That's right.
And then communicating it.
Absolutely, man. Come on. I mean, you went through it all, man. Think about it. Like, brother, like that intel, you know what I mean? Like, that's not useless. Like, you know what I mean? And that's why I applaud you for what you're doing, because you're learning how to get compensated for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You went to school of hard knocks, bro.
Yeah.
You deserve a degree.
Yeah.
And that degree demands how much the pay scale should be. You know what I mean? In a sense, you know what I mean? So again, that makes you an expert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, I commend you, brother. You are in your lane, man. Like I said, I'm sitting here on your show, man. I'm honored, bro. This was an idea that we're physically sitting in right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is good getting, I guess, outside external validation. I know validation and confidence should come internally, but I was thinking back to when you said I wanted the mall, and I'm proud of the mall, and I'm glad that I did that, even though probably at the time it was a scary thing.
Oh, very.
Big transition.
Yes, sir.
But yes, there's something with proof, like physical evidence that there's progress.
Absolutely.
And by you going from now, when you show up to work, you're going to the mall.
That's right.
with all these other businesses that are established.
Absolutely.
Then you're going into your shop with your sign, with your name.
Come on.
That people come into.
Come on.
That's proof.
That started with an idea.
Yeah.
That people come in and patronize. That people spend money. I'm not saying like they come in and they spending like, $5 and $10 here. You know what I mean? These people are coming in and they're spending money and they're trusting me to deliver.
Yeah.
I'm standing in that. I'm working in that now.
Yeah.
This is my garden. I was tilling it. I was pulling weeds. I was doing and still pulling weeds and still tilling it, but it's giving me a return and a harvest now. You know what I mean? So absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
What were some like early signs that gave you clues that you were on the right path with pursuing it?
You know what? My faith, man. My faith, man. I number one, let me just say this, man. I am not a super religious dude. I'm a spiritual dude.
Okay.
I got to have those quiet moments when I can just keep it 100 with Dad. Right now, I ain't feeling it. You know what I mean? But at the same point in time, my faith is what fuels everything, because it's the power of belief.
Yeah.
It's the impossibility.
Yeah.
It's the, hold on now, when most men can't walk on water, here's one that could. Well, then there's another man that jumps out of the boat and says, well, if you standing on water, then bid me to come.
Yeah.
And he was crazy enough to step out of that boat. And let's remind you that this was, on a lake. And it said it was a storm taking place. So it was rocking and everything. So during the most harshest times, this individual was willing to step out and became a water walker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what did that unlock in terms of his belief?
Yeah.
In terms of how he began to view things? What is too hard for God? If I'm giving it to him and I'm trying to do the best I can with what he's giving me, there's nothing I can't do. It's only when I allow myself, you know what I mean, in my own head, and I start beating myself up, and then I start telling myself why I can't. But he's told me I don't know how many times why I can.
Yeah. So
it's just the law of repetition. It's the law of always just putting myself in that environment that I can be reminded about what my dad has said about me.
That's why I do think there's a power of being in the room and going to church as part of like your weekly routine. Because I've heard a lot, like, I could have a strong relationship with God and not go to church. And I hear that too, but there's something about being in a room with hundreds of other people that are all there for the same reason.
Absolutely.
Me and my wife, we get emotional damn near every Sunday while at church.
Yeah. Because it's soul food, bro.
Yeah.
I tell people all, man, and I talk to these young people all the time, and I say, right across from my store, there's a T-Mobile. And when you went in that store and you got your cell phone, they sold you that phone. And I always ask them, what did that phone come with? Well, that phone came in a bag and it came in with a box. And I'm like, well, what was in the box? Well, we had a pair of, earphones or earplugs or, you know what I mean? But then was there a book in the box? Yeah. Well, what was that book? It's called a manual.
Yeah. Then
I asked them, I said, well, did you read the manual? And they're like, no. So I'm like, well, is it possible that your phone has capabilities that you're not even aware of because you haven't even taken the time to read it? So if that's the case, and we're men and we created the phone, but we have a creator that created us.
Yeah.
Are we taking time to read the manual? And again, and that goes back to, the book, and the Bible. Again, that's the manual for me. Yeah. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. It has everything in it, man. It got drama in it if you're looking for it. It got murder in it if you're looking for it. You know how we flip through the channels on TV? I mean, believe me, it's reality.
Yeah.
In its fullest form. It shows, marriages that's been blended. It has everything in it.
Yeah.
But at the same point in time, it also reveals what's on the inside of man, the way we think, the way we're wired.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't leave us out there. It also provides us with a solution if we take the time to apply it. And it's like sticking that key in the door hole. If you stick it in there, it opens up a whole new room where new, ideas and new things are being revealed. And they call that revelation. You know what I mean? Things are being revealed. So for me, absolutely. I mean, the corporate aspect, absolutely. But at the same point in time, don't necessarily put the corporate before you put the personal.
All right, so you see and hear this quality. This is just one example of the many different services that we specialize in here at Crack House Studios. Whether you're a brand or business or an artist or creative, we offer services to help you grow. Everything from professional video content, audio, social media, marketing, coaching, or even if you're just looking for a place to create, we got you covered. 20 plus years in the game, we are the highest rated studio in the state of Michigan. Artists travel across the entire country specifically to work with us here in Lansing, Michigan, at Crack House Studios. If you're interested in any of our services, head over to crackhousestudios.com.
Because before there was any synagogues or any churches or anything like that, they talked about, Christ traveled from house to house. You know what I mean? He hung out in the marketplace. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't really, church. He went there, and when he did, he flipped the tables over because they was doing what they wasn't supposed to be doing. So to go all of that, it's about the relationship first and foremost, man. And then when I come into it, I'm able to connect with my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And we are able to be encouraged and strengthened because he may be going through a challenge and he overcame that challenge, or, you know what I mean? And you get hope and you get revived and you get renewed, and then you go back out in the world, and guess what? You got to suck it up and you got to go to war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I look at it as being armored, getting your armor and everything, man, because it's a fight out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the takeaway messages from our church last week was, lean on him more intentionally. It's almost like playing a video game and knowing that you have a nitro booster that you can use at any given time, or a wild card if we're playing Uno.
Absolutely. No, and that's it. But are we playing the spade? Are we playing that joker? Are we playing, that advantage?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, because it's one thing to know it, but it's another thing to put it into practice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So again, you could be equipped, but now do you know how to use what you've been equipped with?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's growing through it. That's trying it out. It's going to feel weird. Oh my God. Ooh, you know what I mean? All these things. But over time, man, the relationship begins to be established, and you find out that I don't got to impress my father. Mm-hmm. I don't got to win his approval. He already loves me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I said, with time comes more of the trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
No, because I'm a big strategy guy.
Yes, sir.
So I always want to have this is my plan and my strategy that I figured out.
Yes, sir.
But then the more spiritual I've gotten, I'm less of that and more of showing up and continuing. And then it's not so much, I'm still strategic and I still have a plan.
Absolutely.
But it's rougher knowing that he has a plan that's bigger than this that I may not even see right now. And then one of the lessons that I've learned is connecting the dots. You can only do it from the behind you, not ahead of you.
Understood.
To where there's a lot of things that may not make sense in the time. Yeah. Or in that moment.
Absolutely.
But it could be 2 years from now. And then you're looking back and you're like, man, this was a blessing that this was the thing I was struggling with. And I mean, even with this podcast stuff, it's been a struggle for some months now. Yeah. But
I can't tell.
Every obstacle, I've created a permanent solution to never have to deal with it again.
You see what I'm saying now? That's the game.
Yeah.
Free game with crack, baby. You know what I mean? Like, real talk. Had you not went through it, you wouldn't even know you can come through it. You know what I mean? So just that right there should encourage somebody out there that's listening right now. You know what I mean? It's always going to get darker before it gets lighter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But don't give up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've studied too, like the most successful founders of businesses, typically it started with they had a painful problem that was painful enough that they created a solution that solved their problem. Then they offered this, they seen everyone else.
That's right.
They were like, I got that problem.
Yes,
well, how'd
sir.
you solve? Well, this is what I did.
Yeah.
How much?
That's right. Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so I felt a certain level of pain when it came to podcasting and like, why has it got to be so stressful? Why does it got to be so hard? Why does this take so long? How can I streamline this process?
Understood.
And then the goal is going to be, there is, when we open this, it's people that have the same
That's right.
dream and desire that I have of having a podcast, but they don't want to do this, and this.
Right.
And why isn't there a place that exists that can just solve that?
That's
it's
right.
like, that's what this
and
will
you
be.
solve the problem.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something, bro. You are solving problems. You are a problem solver.
Thank you,
You
man.
know what I mean? Real talk. And I want you to, again, give you your roses, man. I'm serious, man. I know, again, we're in it. You know, we're the builders. We're in it. And we're on the forefront.
Yeah.
But to those on the outside looking in, brother, you're doing it. And I'm going to tell you something. And for those that, you know what I mean, got something, you know what I mean, to say negative, those aren't our constituents.
Yeah.
Those are not our constituents. Those are people that pretty much probably don't have anything to do with themselves. And they look for fault and they look for something that, you know, point the finger at. But the ones that's rooting for you, they see it.
Yeah.
It's evident. Absolutely. The fruit. I see the fruit.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What is your gift?
I like to say that I'm a visionary and I'm definitely an encourager. I'm definitely those two things. Sometimes I have to ask myself, am I being realistical? Some of the things that I've, you know what I mean, that I look at doing. But at the same point in time, and a lot of people don't know this about me, like my background, you know, is really a hybrid of different things. You know what I mean?
Name some of them.
Man, I mean, I can run down real quick. I mean, again, child runaway,
Okay.
orphan. I mean, 8th grade dropout after being held back 3 times, gangbanger, street pharmacist, thief. I mean, I'm telling you, pretty much wild.
Yeah.
No structure, nobody there to check me. You know, my mom was ill with multiple sclerosis at an early age. I never knew my father. You know what I mean? However, I grew up in a middle-class family where my grandfather, who migrated from the South,
Okay.
he was about that bag. You know, he came up here, started working for General Motors, started his own tree cutting business. So I'm riding in the pickup with him. He's playing the musical horn like an ice cream truck, riding through neighborhoods, and I'm sitting over there trying to sing down so that the kids can't see me, you know what I mean? But he was instilling entrepreneurship in me. And then my uncles were all air personality. My uncle, I have an uncle now that's responsible for establishing 96.5.
Okay.
Larry Doc Elliott. He went on to be with the Lord, but he worked for WJOB in Detroit. He worked for WJZZ. He was the first black A&R in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He worked with Tom Joyner in Atlanta, BET. I have cousins that are actresses that are, you know, hangs out with the elite.
Yeah.
So I was groomed in that house, you know, in a family like that. But I was the black sheep. You know, that was the one that they couldn't contain. And they cut me off. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure I cut myself off, you know, to some degree as well. But all of that to fast forward to who I am today.
Yeah.
That's what makes me who I am, man. That's why, you know, when I was telling you earlier, I'm trying to shed any type of, you know, this perception that people may have. You know what I mean, about me. You know, some people look at me and they say, "Boy, you look like you're arrogant, or you look like you're cocky, and all of these different things." But they don't understand, man. The little boy that, you know what I mean, didn't have anything, that was poor, that tucked his lip in because he felt subconscious like his lips were too big, or was the last to get the girls because he hung out with the light-skinned cats, and you know what I mean, and didn't have any confidence and didn't feel like he was worth anything. You know what I mean? And from there, like I said, once I got a hold of God, man, and I began to listen to what, you know, how he designed me, I began to question some things. I'm like, hold on now, I don't have to settle for the hood.
Yeah.
I don't have to, be a professional, drug dealer or go to prison and get my stripes. You know what I mean? There is another way. And with that, man, a transformation just began to take place on me, man, Crack. I mean, everything from going back to school, taking 4 months just to get a GED, to not then walking on college campus at Delta College, Bay City, taking computer programming, to, expunging my own record, my own self, going out on Google, to doing an ancestry and finding my biological father and finding siblings. Like, all of these things were all about my healing process and me, developing and becoming who I truly was intended to be. But at the same point in time, them clouds are there, man. And even now, man, I got so many high aspirations, and I know you do. We're dreamers.
Yeah.
But do I stop dreaming because my dream makes somebody uncomfortable?
Hell no.
You feel what I'm saying? But most people want you to do that. Oh. Most people want you to turn the light down because your light bothers them. You know what I mean? In a sense, it makes them subconscious or exposes what they're not doing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I say, like Lil Jon, turn down for what? You know what I mean? If anything, turn up even brighter.
Yeah.
Because I'm no different than anyone else, man. You know what I mean? The only difference is I just chose to believe. And I was relentless in my belief. And I am relentless in my belief.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's nothing special about me other than I choose to believe. And I'm radical enough and crazy enough to believe. And I can't settle. I can't lay down at night knowing that I'm not moving towards my goal, man. Mm-hmm. Because the pain of regret lasts a lifetime. I wish I woulda, I coulda, and I shoulda. And that's what we got today. Oh, man, in school, man, I wish I woulda. You know what? I coulda. Yeah. You know what? I shoulda. But the pain of change only lasts but a moment. So I'm bent on change, man. No matter how ugly it gets. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's just who I am now, you know what I mean? And I'm growing and still much, and evolving into what I'm set to become. I'm 51 years old, man. Mm-hmm. Still trying to heal from traumatic experiences and childhood traumas. Still got triggers that sometimes take me back to the moments. And I got to, speak, like my big brother say, speak to the little boy inside of me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because the little boy want to come up and say, oh, ain't nobody going to come give me a hug and ain't nobody going to check up on me. Bro, suck it up, Buttercup. If they don't come. Yeah. What you gonna do? Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially when you got people looking at you, your children, you know what I mean? Others. Mm-hmm. So for me, man, I just, like I said, man, that's just who I am. You know what I mean? But it ain't always been like that, man. I mean, me coming to Lansing,
What brought you to Lansing?
Yeah, man. I got ran out of my city.
What city were you in?
Saginaw.
Yeah. Is that like where you were born?
I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay. Where'd you go to school at?
I went to school in Milwaukee and I went to school in Saginaw.
What moved you from Milwaukee to Saginaw?
So Milwaukee, my stepfather was a very abusive man. Used to beat the mess out of my mom before she got diagnosed with MS. And the last time he hit her, she ran out the house, man, did a winter, man. Nothing more but her bra, some jeans, and some boots. And she ran to a church. And she came back and she with the police and picked us up about 4 days later, me and my sisters. And we went to a battered women's shelter until she was able to get some money. And we jumped on the Greyhound. And remember I said my grandfather had came up from Mississippi. Yeah. So we went to Saginaw. My God, Saginaw was rough. Yeah. Yeah. Only boy, didn't know my cousins, didn't know really nobody, felt all alone. I went through so much, man, down there, man, in that city, man. I'm thankful for who I am today and what that city made me, but it was some challenges. And then all of a sudden we get ran out of there. I try going back to Milwaukee, not realizing bigger cities move differently than smaller cities. See, I still had that hood mentality at that time. Okay. They ran me out of Milwaukee. I called my partners who I had left, who got ran out of Saginaw with me. Where y'all at? We're in Lansing. You where? Yeah. Lansing. I'm on my way. Came up here, was very surprised by the culture. I grew up in a predominantly African-American neighborhood. Our neighbors were black. Everything around us was black. So having Caucasians and having, other ethnicities around us, it took me some time to get used to, especially dodging the police because everybody started looking like the police. But long story short, man, I got down here, man, and I wound up catching my first case. They caught me on the east side of Lansing, Regent Street.
What age were you?
At that time, I was probably about 20. I probably was about 20. Probably about 26, 27.
Any kids at this time?
No. I was a late bloomer when it came to them kids, man.
Okay.
It wasn't like I wasn't trying to have them, though. No, I'm just being honest. Not saying that I was a womanizer or anything like that. But again, imagine having a young kid that was always trying to fit in and for whatever reason was picked on because he didn't fit in, but then wanted something to say that it was a part of me.
Yeah.
Or a piece of me, where all my friends, other friends were having kids. They was having them at 14, 15. Oh, man, I felt like that was the rite of passage.
Yeah.
But, the good Lord was like, no. We're going to keep that closed up. It ain't time yet. You're going to be in the right frame of mind when it's time for you to have kids. Because right now, you wouldn't be no good for your kids right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So no kids, But, again, got here and got married, and here I am.
Well,
yeah.
So around 26,
yeah.
You went to jail or prison?
I went to jail.
Okay.
I went to jail. I was introduced to Ingham County.
Introduced to Ingham
County.
Hey, I don't want that introduction. Ingham County, you can stay over there.
The bologna sandwiches and black coffee, man. I'm going to tell you something. Walked in there just as geeked. Oh, my God. I thought I was getting my stripes, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And probably after about 4 days when I realized I couldn't leave, that's when reality set in.
I want to introduce you guys to Royal Legacy Clothing. It's a clothing brand that myself and my best friend Dylan co-own. We started this about 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we had a lot of different things to learn, a lot of life to experience, and we took a few years off. And then in this year, in 2022, I'm excited to announce that we're relaunching it. Now, what Royal Legacy Clothing means to me is picture the guy that comes into work just a little bit early, a little bit before everyone else, because he wants to get a step ahead. Picture the guy that when everyone else is done working, he stays late. He's the last one there because he wants more out of life. That person is who's wearing Royal Legacy. The goal is to build a legacy, so do that while wearing Royal Legacy. I'm just picturing my come up over the last 10 to 20 years, and I wish I could go back and show me wearing Royal Legacy during all of those years. I think self-awareness is key in knowing who we are, but also it's just as important, if not more important, to know who we are not. And who I am not is I'm not a loser. I'm not the guy that's never gonna amount to his full potential. And with connecting and networking and meeting a lot of different people, the people that I resonate with the most and connect to are people that all want more out of life. One life, one legacy, RoyalLegacyClothing.com. You guys can use coupon code CRACK and save 10% off at the checkout. We greatly appreciate all of your support.
But a good friend of mine, man, who passed away at this time, was locked up at the same time for the same thing. Oh, yeah. And he did something that was really amazing, man. He gave me a Bible.
Really?
And, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. Them guys, them inmates in there said, man, we thought you was Malcolm X because I totally transformed right before them. I couldn't understand how I'm going to sit at the table and be playing cards all day, incarcerated, or how I'm going to be standing up against the wall wearing a jail suit and with my feet kicked up the wall trying to look cool.
Yeah.
Why am I trying to oppress a bunch of hard legs? It didn't make sense to me.
But before you open up the Bible, did that make sense to you? Then after you open up the Bible, it didn't make sense no more?
It supported everything I had heard in the music.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was a big NWA fan. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was the rite of passage right there. It was so much so that I even got the tat.
Yeah.
I got the NFL on my, on my arm and, all of these different things, But again, I felt like that was the rite of passage until I got in that book. And when I got in that book, I began to be reminded of how many times my life had been spared, whether it was shootouts, whether it was, fights, whether it was whatever the case may be. And when I began to see it, the light just clicked.
Yeah.
Man, and I was like, hold on, I got choices. I didn't feel like I had a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of my friends that I had built friendships here had made that decision to go that route.
Okay.
So when I got out, they provided me an avenue to walk into a church.
Okay.
And when I got into church, brother, and I began to see these young people that was my age, and they were students at MSU University, and they had checking accounts, and they had, they were driving Acras, and you know what I mean? And I'm like, hold on, the brothers in the hood done lied to me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I began to just once again want that. And that's what led me to go back to school. That led me then to get a skilled trade. And before I know it, I started making money that I no longer had to return back to the streets and do. So now I'm feeling good about myself because now I'm working. So now this man inside of me is starting to evolve, man. And man, I just the greatest moments of my life, man. I promise you. I'm so grateful for the moments, man.
Then when did you meet your wife?
Man, I met my wife 2006, and we were working together. And actually, we were friends before then, but we worked together. We were in a plant. We worked for this company called ASC, American Specialty Cars. Okay. They were a GM subsidiary. We did the SSR truck. I don't know if you remember the Chevy SSR truck. It was huge, whatever, but overpriced. You know what I mean, and all that. Yeah. Long story short, she walked in, brother, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I was like, I'm not right for her. You know what I mean? I'm like, my mind's still evolving. She came in, she was wearing an Army fatigue jacket and her Bible clutched to her side. I mean, real talk.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, hold on a minute. If you can't push somebody the way that they need to go, then just leave them alone. You know what I mean? But however, she was exactly what I needed, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, that woman saw everything that I am now and what I'm still becoming before any of that even appeared. She began to speak to the king in me. And it made me want to do better and be better.
Yeah.
And then she ain't, bad on the eyes as well, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I'm winning them, you know what I mean? And just a beautiful spirit, man. I mean, honestly, my wife is, man, she's amazing, man. I can't even tell you a more kinder spirit other than her mom. Okay. She's almost like her mom, man. Yeah. Her mom is just amazing like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to Lala. Yeah.
So at that time, would you say that she was further on her spiritual journey than you?
She was at that moment.
Okay.
She was locked and loaded.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. My wife's testimony, like she was, she's originally from Naples, Florida, but she grew up here in Lansing. So she went to Everett and all that. And my wife, like I said, before her conversion, I mean, she can ride through the, car wash and be twisting up, you know what I mean? Like she was serious about it. She kept her own money. She kept her own bag. She was one of them women that, didn't rely on no man to provide for her. She always had, you know what I mean? But she just, I don't know, man. She just was different, you know what I mean? Yeah. And she just, like I said, she was exactly what I needed. It was what I prayed for, man. Yeah. It was what I prayed for. And then lo and behold, then she winds up having this Mandingo's 3 babies. Mm-hmm. Like back to back to back, And it was like, I felt that was confirmation.
Yeah.
Like, unpack your bags. Stay. This is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And we still had our challenges, you know what I mean? And still do. You know what I mean? Because again, like I said, I was a runaway. No one was providing for me, so I had to figure out how to provide for myself.
Yeah.
So even now, that still comes up every now and then. If you can't do it, don't worry. I'll move out the way. I'll do it. I'll get it done. And 9 times out of 10, I may not even ask you for help because I'm so used to doing it on my own, but I have to learn to let go, you know what I mean? And let, others help me. And that's where I'm at now. Yeah. Really learning to step back.
Okay.
And let others, alleviate some of the responsibilities and things of that nature.
Roles has helped me and my wife the most.
Oh, I love the way y'all rock, man. Yeah, all day long, man. And I'm going to tell you something. That's one of the biggest things, brother, that you have going for you because that speaks so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a challenge. Don't get me wrong. I know it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to see a husband and a wife work together in a vision, that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
We were just going through my notebook,
mm-hmm.
and it was... Listen, it was like a year ago, right? Or 6. Where I was almost about a year ago. Yeah. But I wrote down like 3 questions. Mm-hmm. One of the first ones was, what is something that I've done, that I've accomplished in the last 90 days that I'm most proud of? Mm-hmm. Or what are things? Mm-hmm. And I listed a few things there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, what are things happening right now that makes me feel confident about the next 90 days? And one of the first things I wrote down was having Alyssa on board.
And I love it.
This was when, and not that she wasn't on board before, but it was like we had this home CD business that she was running. And then I'm like, man, that thing is dying. Yeah. The studio is growing.
Absolutely.
Maybe we let that die and I need help.
Come on, all day long.
And so it was, getting her on board, getting her the iPad so she would like show up to meetings and take notes and do different things and just own her role. But it was like, oh shit. Prior, yes, I have a confidence in myself and I know that I'm going to figure it out and it's going to work. But then when you have, your army gets bigger and you got another person, it's like, oh man, I'm assembling a team of killers.
Absolutely.
Strength comes in numbers.
Brother. Yeah. And you know something, I'm going to tell you, even that right there, man, with you and Alyssa and what y'all have, man, that's even a business in itself. Do you know how many marriages are torn apart because the business becomes the mistress? I'm just keeping it 100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like real talk. Like, my wife is, hold on. I mean, like, seriously? Like, you can't even sleep all night? Like, you got to get up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? One, my suppliers are international, so that's generally their time. But 2, she's absolutely right. Like, I do need to learn how to rest. You know what I mean? And trust her. But at the same token, also, I think it works the opposite too. You also got to recognize that also I'm a builder. You know what I mean? And we ain't arrived yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We celebrate. We can't celebrate like we made it. We ain't made it there. We still working. We still building. We gonna get a chance to relax and, you know what I mean? And we gonna pick our moments. But right now we're building. You know what I mean?
I look at time a lot and I just refer to them as seasons. And my season has no specific duration. A season could be 3 years, it could be 3 months, it could be a week and a half.
That's right.
I just say the season that I'm in right now isn't that.
Yes, sir.
This is, whether you like it or not, the season that we're in right now is Operation Build the Studio.
Yeah. Which is beautiful, man. Like again, what I always say, if anything is not growing, then it's dead.
Yeah.
You have a work. This is your garden. People are picking from the crops that this garden is producing. It is feeding people and individuals and families. So to whom much is given, much is required.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's different when you on this side. And a lot of people don't see that for us. You know what I mean? So again, having a good helpmate and a good support goes a long way because she's your shield. She's going to block, you know what I mean, when people trying, hold on, baby, no, that's enough, you know what I mean, talking now. Let's get home, you know what I mean? Like, let's, you know what I mean? Like, we got to trust them to play their roles and do their part. And then vice versa, they also have to trust us too as well. You know what I mean? And believe. You may not believe that we should go into the mall, but I'm telling you, I feel led and compelled to go to the mall.
Yeah.
Trust me. And if it's not going to work, then you'll see.
Yeah.
But it's 5 years now and we're still standing. Let that speak for something. You know what I mean? And it's providing for our family. Let that speak for something. Now my challenge is trying to get my children to buy into it. And that goes back to me again, man, learning to evolve as a leader, man, and learning how to delegate and trust them and all of these things, man. So, man, you be praying for me on that there, man,
How is that process going with you?
Again, man, Crack, I tell you, man, it's, for me, it's.
Let me say specifically going from before you were in the mall, it was basically you, right?
Yes, sir.
Like you could do everything from start to finish. You could talk to the people, you could pull up, you could take the measurements, you could order it, you could drop it. It was you.
Absolutely.
Transitioning from when did you know I got to add some tools to my tool kit, my tool belt to become more valuable because I see a ceiling that I'm hitting right now. And the only way I can get to this next level is I got to learn this tool of delegation and leadership and management and bring on other people and train them how to do it.
Absolutely.
Where were you at when like that clocked for you?
Man, I still got my finger on the pulse of my business.
I mean, I do too, but I'm very aware of it's time.
Oh no, I again, like I said, my observance, man, I was taking in watching y'all in here vibe. I was watching even the correspondence between, how you can have a disgruntled employee, you know what I mean? But again, just, just the harmony. It was like a symphony around here when everybody knows their role and we know what we're working towards. I would tell you, I guess, in a sense for me, I am still growing in that aspect. But I think now I'm finally realizing that, again, I have people that I can trust now that are that have proven themselves. Walk Worthy is my baby, man. I carried it. I birthed it. I watched it take his, stand up. I watched it take his first steps.
Yeah.
I watched it run. And one thing I've learned is you just don't let anybody babysit your kids because they may not treat your child the same way that you'll treat it. You know what I mean? So then you have to teach them how to treat your baby. But I will say, for the most part, I am learning to work through those bottlenecks. I'm trying to, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And there's still areas that, again, I need to tighten up in. And that's what makes this so exciting, man.
Yeah.
Because it's evolving and I'm watching it. I know other stores are coming. I know, that, my dream of, selling franchising and, is coming. But I know I have to have that blueprint together before I can sell it. You know what I mean? And offer it. So for me right now, that's what I'm focusing on, man. Stewardship. Money.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you know how much I had to grow when it comes to like finances? Like I grew up a street dealer. Like everything I carried was in the bottom of my shoe, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But now I got, people entrusting me their money for products and goods and services, brother. The impulse buying, the discipline, bro. Like I'm evolving in terms of that, man.
Yeah.
And I love it. You know what I mean? Because it opens up so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, if you didn't know, I offer a very limited amount of one-on-one calls. Whether you're feeling stuck or you just want personal help, go to crackhousestudios.com/call. Talk to you soon. Back to the video. I believe entrepreneurship is the ultimate self-improvement routine or the lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
Because there's always the next level. And then it's like you start from scratch and it's going to be hard, and then you learn, and then you look back and you're like, oh, I conquered it.
Come on.
And then you become this better human.
Yeah.
And then you get to the next level, and it's like right. You start over again.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Ain't that something? And then what other people see, they think that, you've arrived.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not knowing that, again, like you just said, I'm only as good as my day before.
Mm-hmm.
I can't feed my family off of the sales of yesterday. I got to go out and do it again.
Again and again
and again.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
again. And again. So that means now I have to smooth out the rough edges. That means I have to get better. I got to know how to greet people. I got to know how to follow up with people. I got to know how to close the deal. I got to know all of these things in order to get us to what that goal is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you just said, I'm learning to overcome fear. And what you mean? Ask that lady for her pocketbook. You know what I mean? Like, I'm over here shaking.
Yeah.
And then when I realized it in corporate America that, no, if they see the value in what you're selling, and they over there giving them nods.
Yeah.
Well, since it makes sense to you, why don't you go grab your checkbook and let's get this taken care of?
Yeah.
First person to speak loses.
Yeah.
And usually what happens is they get up and they go get that, checkbook. And guess what? We get that commission check and you get more confident. And each time your presentation, you gets better and you get better. And now you can hopefully teach that to someone as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first hire at the store?
My first hire?
Yeah.
So I tried multiple hires, man. I promise you. I'm always looking out for looking into good in others, man.
Yeah.
I will have someone come up in front of me, man, and literally, man, you know what? I'm in this situation right now. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think that perhaps I can benefit or something like, okay, let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
But now let's see again if this is going to work out.
Yeah. Okay, so how we're talking about roles, this is where me and my wife are now. We have that same trait.
Okay,
100%.
absolutely.
To where like when I see someone and they tell me their dreams and what they want to do, I see that.
Yes.
So when I look at them in present day and they may be 15 years away from that, I'm talking to the 15, like the finished product of them today. So then let's say it comes to like pain and stuff.
Yeah.
We've established I'm not in charge of that.
I like that. I like that.
My wife is better at assessing like, however, this is the current day reality.
Yep.
And this is what our budget is for this role.
Absolutely.
And it's worth this. And so it's kind of take it or leave it.
Absolutely.
And where I may be like, oh, but you're worth so much. And I see the vision.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to discredit. But yeah, so that's where we've established roles. And
I love it.
I mean, yesterday we did an interview with somebody to take over our social media, like responding to comments and messages and whatnot. And I'm thinking like, bro, I like you and something. Boss lady, she's going to take care of like the payment. You'll figure that stuff out or whatever. But like,
yeah. Come on, man. I mean, and again, look what you just said. Somebody come over to take over the social media. Bro, Anything that ain't growing is dead.
Yeah.
Bro, you growing, man. My God, you growing, man. Again, bro. And again, the ones that say you're not, those are not our constituents.
Yeah.
Believe me, folks know, and they see. Some of them, might be a little bit too prideful to give you, your roses and tell you.
Yeah.
Hit the like button, hit the love button, share it. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's okay. That's their issue. It ain't our issue.
Yeah.
We just got to continue to do what we're doing. You know what I mean?
How do you deal with haters? What is your okay, let's say now you're leaving this podcast, you check your phone and you see somebody commented something on your Facebook or your Instagram that's just like
I first and foremost, I got to see where they're speaking from.
Yeah, I do that. That's kind of the first thing I do is like, the news is only as credible as the source.
That's right.
Let me investigate the source real quick.
Absolutely.
What? Oh, now I learned that you can't hate and understand.
I like that.
So when I go to investigate the source of the news, I'm like, oh, I understand. Look, of course they said this.
Absolutely. That's right.
I understand, so I don't hate them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes with me with the haters, man, I'll be honest with you. I'm grateful for them.
Yeah.
Their confirmation. I've heard someone say a long time ago, if you ever want to know who you are, just listen to the gossip. Just listen to the gossip.
Yeah.
Who do we think he is? So you telling me then pretty much that I must be doing something here, right? So again, I'm listening to the gossip. You know what I mean? He think he got it going on. So you telling me then that I must got it going on then. So I've learned again that sometimes the haters have their own issue.
Mm-hmm.
But for so long, I used to take their issue personal.
Yeah.
But I'm at this point in my life now where I will no longer be responsible because you have an issue with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't mean you no harm. I'm not saying that I'm probably the easiest to get along with. I'm not saying that, I'm the most likable and the most lovable and all of those different things. But I can tell you this, I'm genuine. I'm genuine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to pursue a friendship or a relationship if it ain't genuine. I don't got time to be faking, man. I'm 51 years old. I got less years waiting on me than I got, before me. And I tried that.
Yeah.
It's hard being fake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just is what it is. And especially in this city. It's hard when, what they say, a laborer is with no honor, a prophet is no honor in his own city. Because sometimes, people, I remember what you used to be, and I refuse to embrace who you are now.
Yeah.
Because it forces me to look at me.
Yeah.
But again, that's your issue.
But see, you understand it, so you don't hate them.
That's right. Absolutely.
You have that higher level of awareness that they do not have.
Absolutely, man. So when it comes to the haters, don't get me wrong. They say sticks and stones will break your bones and words will never hurt, but you just ain't never been hit with a dictionary, right? Words do sometimes get to you. You know what I mean? But again, thank God for the pillars such as our wives and those that are close to us to say, hold on, bro, that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
We know who you really are, man. You know what I'm saying? So don't mind them. Yeah.
Does it motivate you?
You know what? To some degree, I try to play a really unique role, man, in this clothing game, man. And I'm going to be honest, because I dealt with pride. And this industry is such a pride-driven industry. Oh, look how sharp I am. Look at my shoes. Oh, you know what? I got Walk Worthy in my logo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You start feeling yourself. I'm on billboards. They're doing news articles. I'm on the crack, I'm on the podcast, Crack House, you know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, so for me, man, I try to keep a balance, man. I could really turn it up if I wanted to, but I'm scared of what I'll become. So as long as I can remember where I come from, I let him lead me.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes you'll feel full blast Worthy, man, boom, 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 boom. But I know when it's enough, you know what I mean? Like I said, my wife tell you, hold on, man, that's too much Walk Worthy now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Pull back now. You know what I mean? Everything got to be about you. And especially when you deal with a young man that grew up without his father because you struggle with validation. And social media gives you validation.
Yeah.
It's a dopamine.
Yeah.
So a lot of times in my earlier walk, I would post things because I wanted that approval.
Mm.
Oh, I'm cool. You think I'm cool? You think that was fly? You think I'm all right? You know what I mean? But that was because I wasn't really confident in who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was pretty much trying to be something that somebody else thought I was, creating that image. That's why I say about the Mr. Walk Worthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people will try to take you there, man. I'm going to tell you, man, and try to create something that you're really not. And again, everyone likes applause.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to feel like, you know, they're valued and they're important. But when you have a young man that didn't have that early on, that's a big challenge. And that's why we see a lot of our celebrities falling. They get to stardom, they get the spotlight, but then the character flaws are revealed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, man, I really, man, I try to push others up. That's where I think that's my escape. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's allowed us to be so successful, that our clients will share the photo. And I can say, instead of me putting up something I'm wearing, I can put up something that they're wearing and put them out there and push them to the forefront and let them be the, you know what I mean, the focus of, you know, everyone's, you know, eyes and everything. But if I maybe one day, you know, with some more wisdom, some more resolve, you know, I'll turn it open full-fledged, but I got to make sure that I'm insulated around the right people so that I don't lose myself. You know, because again, like I said, this thing it's a trip.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, it really is. You know, people, they always expect you to always be ready and shine, and you know what I mean, and they want you to be the part. But again, I'm Aondray. You know what I mean? Before I'm even Walk Worthy, man.
Yeah.
Walk Worthy is the brand. Mr. Walk Worthy was just a name that I thought, you know, sounded good, and it just, you know, it caught on and everybody tend to flow. And I'm grateful for it because of the two words, Walk Worthy. Now, if it was something demeaning, then it'd probably be a little bit different. But at least I'm saying that I'm trying to at least portray to you to walk at a higher level, to walk with confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's where I'm at, man.
I'm going to have you give me some advice.
What's that?
So I would say what I'm dealing with right now is it almost seems like it seems so rare nowadays for people to practice focus. And that's what I'm fully engulfed. Is that the word?
Oh,
engulfed?
yeah, that's a great word for it.
Fully engulfed and submerged into what I'm supposed to be doing every day, like living an intentional life, as in for me to have the best Friday tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? Okay, well, wake up and make your daughter breakfast before school, take her to school. Then what? Yeah. Well, then I feel best when I go to the gym. Okay, I'm going to go to the gym right after that. Well, then what? I need to put in hours to keep building the studio. Okay, what is the most important 1 to 3 things that I'm supposed to do tomorrow? This, and this. Okay, cool. What time do I stop? At this time to go pick her up from school. Okay, then what? We're doing family time, whatever. So there's no availability in the season that I'm in right now for, I mean, friendship.
Real talk.
Love me from afar, I love you from afar, but right now I'm fully locked into what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. And right now it's lots of text messages that I may respond to a week or 2 weeks later, or phone calls I'm not answering. But like, I mean, this day, from the minute I woke up to right now, like so if my phone has been ringing during this, I'm doing a podcast with you. Absolutely. After this, we're doing the next thing. Like there's there's no free time for the season that I'm in.
But it shouldn't be, because you're building.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but right now you're building. You have an assignment. Yeah. And again, when the work is done, you believe me, you'll be able to do all of that. And you know what I mean, at that point in time. But right now, you're in the middle of building. Y'all have not made it yet. No different than I have not made it yet. So we're working right now. You know what I mean? But there's going to come a time where, like I said, we'll be able to, you know what I mean, you know, throw a big party, holiday party for everybody, and you know what I mean, and do little things like that. But right now you got to be, because if you don't believe it, how do you expect someone else to believe it? Yeah. Your actions tell us you believe in this thing. Yeah. And guess what? You better line up, because whether you do or not, it doesn't, you know what I'm saying, affect me either way, because I'm convinced. And again, going back to the fruit, this is the evidence. Every tree is known by its fruit. This is the evidence of it. You feel me? Yeah. So again, we're standing in the work. And again, it ain't time yet. Right. You know when. You know what that blueprint look like. Yeah. We build according to the blueprint. Yeah. If a back room ain't on the house, then we don't focus on building the back room. Mm-hmm. But right now, we focus on the blueprint. And be truth of the matter is, I think a lot of it is tied to our destiny and our purpose. I mean, there's this proverb that says, except God build a house, they that labor in vain.
Break that down for me.
Sounds like an oxymoron. Except God build a house, they that labor in vain. If God is building it, then why do I got to labor? And it took me a while to understand what that proverb was saying, but what it made me realize was everything is predestined.
Yeah.
We all have a purpose in our lives. We all have some type of meaning, something we're supposed to be doing here. But what we're supposed to be doing has already been written. Mm-hmm. Before you build a house, what do? You go sit down with the architect.
Yeah.
And he gives you what? A blueprint.
Yeah.
So again, that goes back to going back to church and being around like-minded individuals. Again, Lord, help me to understand the blueprint.
Yeah.
Help me to see the blueprint, because I don't want to focus all my energy and all my time on something that ain't in the blueprint. You follow me?
Yeah.
Worthy, you thought about coming up over here doing this and doing that. It ain't in my blueprint.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's a good idea, but it ain't part of the blueprint. So again, you're building your blueprint. This is your legacy. This is your mark. This is, again, your child, your daughter will look and say, man, well, my daddy came up in here and set up shop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, what does that do for her? Lets her know that, guess what? I'm intentional. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be in the moment. That again, if I don't put nothing in it, then I can't expect her to get nothing out of it. So she has to become a mover and a shaker. You know what I mean? And that's generational. Now you shifting generations now. Now she ain't even raised the same. She don't even know what, you know what I'm saying, mediocre is anymore.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my daddy got up at 5:30 in the morning, went to the studio, did all, you know what I mean? She's seeing it in you, bro. You know, and not only just that, the people that's closest to you are seeing it in you. Bro, you leading the future entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? Because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, man.
Yeah.
You in it. And again, bro, it ain't always going to be shared. It ain't always going to be liked. It ain't going to always be acknowledged. But believe me, we see.
Yeah.
We see it.
I've been talking to my wife about like helping me document more of the day-to-day since she is with me. Like,
absolutely.
You know, we come here together, we leave here together.
Absolutely.
Just to, I guess, show, but like, as you have continued to grow and evolve and be more intentional with your time and what you're supposed to be doing and actually be more busy, so you're less available, you're less accessible.
Understood.
How have you adjusted that with, I guess, your friend group?
Yeah. My friend group is my, you know what I'm saying, my inner circle. You know what I mean? My friend group are my boys. I already have a tight circle. I tell people I don't even got a circle. I got a starting point.
Okay.
I can't even start a circle. The starting point, that's just where I'm at. Why? Because, you know, again, I dealt with, like I said, abandonment. I dealt with betrayal, and I just run a tight circle, man. I tell people I got avoidance behavior even. Well, I even avoid people. I promise you, because I don't want to feel the pain that I felt when I was a kid, or I don't want to go back to the moments, which I know I need to heal and I need to grow from, and I'm working on it, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. But again, it takes a while for somebody to really get close to me. Okay. You know, and I'm going to tell you something. The only person that I can tell you, the only people that's been able to get closer to me is generally the people that have the heart of God. Because I would be a fool to turn away from God. Yeah. So it has to be them being willing to be patient with me. Yeah. When they see me, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, bro. Like, you got a little bit emotional on that one right there. Or I didn't expect that side of them. You know what I mean? But they don't use it and exploit my weaknesses and exploit what they see. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I've been blessed, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy James Jackson, man. You know what I mean? I mean, stand up, brother. You know what I mean? Getting ready to come on board with me here at Walk Worthy. Oh, nice. You know what I mean? Just because, again, his spirit, he has the right heart. You know what I mean? He ain't about, you know, I ain't trying to do this for the spotlight. I ain't trying to do this to get free clothes. I ain't even, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to push you, like, you know what I mean? Even with this, the etiquette workshop we just did last Saturday, you know, had over 115 kids out there from third grade to seniors, teaching them how to tie bow ties, neckties, all of this stuff, right? Yeah. Do you know my team did the majority of the work, that was huge for me.
Yeah.
Because usually I'm the one that has to be in it all. And guess what they all said? Man, we know you running the store. We know your time. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot. We see you your day to day. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, we're going to fill you in. You're going to be in the chats. We definitely want your input and all that. And that thing came out, man. I sat back, man. It was the biggest, the best.
Yeah.
First time we got corporate sponsorship.
Okay.
I mean, man, the mayor showed up. I mean, people came out and about. You know what I mean? You know, just different people. You know, let me know if you need anything. But you know, just volunteers. Like I said, bro, I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning. Yeah, for sure.
What is your plan with those and doing more of those?
So that's where you talked about the need.
Yeah.
When you see a need, that will create.
Yeah.
An opportunity. There's a need for our young men, man. Like, my whole heart of the matter was the bridging of the generations. I wanted to see the older, because we don't treat our seniors, man. Our seniors have lived through the automobile, through the cell phone, through, you know what I mean, the Tesla, through, you know what I mean, AI, and we throw them in the nursing homes. We don't even take time to sit down and talk with them, to learn, you know what I mean, or even, you know, all of that wisdom at their fingertips.
Yeah.
So that's a disconnect.
Okay.
Then you have, quote unquote, what we call the YNs. You know what I mean? Where, again, we're intimidated by them because they wear masks and they do things a little bit different. You know what I mean? So we have this disconnect amongst us as men.
Gotcha.
So for this event, I wanted to, you know, the young man to be okay, not fearful that someone was invading his space while he helped him tie the tie.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And then the older man to say, guess what? You ain't got to fear the young man, and you can get right in there and teach him a skill trait that your father and your grandfather taught you. And and that's what I really wanted, the bridging. So going back to the etiquette, bro, it's a lost art.
Yeah.
We dress how we want to be addressed. Believe me, when I get up out of here, I'm taking these shoes off. I'm coming up out this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm throwing my ball cap on. I'm throwing my J's on, my jogging pants on. I dress for how I want to be addressed. These young men need to know that. You know what I'm saying? When you go into certain circles, you are a brand, and people form an opinion of you within the first 30 seconds of meeting you. They look at your shoes and and they assess, you know, who you are and what you're about.
Yeah.
But I can tell you how many times when I worked in the employment industry that I would have a young man come in there and apply for a job, and this young man would come in with a dress shirt on, and the dress shirt may not have been the best, but he has a tie on, you know what I mean? And it's like I can't even read him because it's like a southpaw, like a boxer.
Yeah.
He came at me different. You know what I mean? Still could be from that same environment, still can be, you know what I'm saying, had the same upbringing, still can be going through the same challenges, but because of his appearance, do I put a Mr. before that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so again, these kids have to know how to navigate in these circles, man. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm big on. You know what I mean? That's my ministry right there.
Yeah.
Because that was me.
Yeah.
And I tell them all the time, I said, before I was in a dress suit, I was in a jail suit. So when you look in the store and you see Walk Worthy and you see me up in here, bro, don't think that I'm something special and I grew up with a 2-parent household and I had, you know what I'm saying, 6 figures and all that. Brother, no. Real talk.
Yeah.
I can tell you some stories, man. But guess what? I've evolved and you can evolve. That's even when I tell people, like, well, even hip hop. Like, hip hop was my daddy. Taught me how to dress, taught me how to get the girls. Almost got me 25 years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can identify other young men that have been fathered by hip hop. If it's the way they wear their hats, if it's wearing the mask, that's just letting me know that you ain't had a father speaking to your life. You struggle with identity. So now you want to look like your favorite rapper because you're searching for identity. So that right there is first and foremost, I know that that's an opening, that's an opportunity right there. And that's what we want. You know, and I tell my wife all the time, you know, not my wife, but my son and them, and you know, and I'm gonna open it back up for you. I can tell you about college, but I can't tell you about graduating college. I can't tell you about filling out, you know what I'm saying, getting a scholarship. Like, unfortunately, my role wasn't quite like that. But I can talk to a young man and say, guess what, bro? I didn't finish school. Bro, let me tell you something. I didn't finish school either. You know what I mean? What? Yeah. So now we can start a relationship. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So again, for me, This is my ministry, man. These young people are my ministry, man. Men are my ministry. And it took me a long time to realize that when I started looking at all of the pictures, man, and I'm like, well, how am I able to get all of these men around me to dress up and want to, be a part of this? But I guess what I really was trying to expose myself to was what I wanted all along. I wanted the camaraderie.
Yeah.
I wanted the brotherhood. So I give what I always wanted. So when a person comes into my, store or comes into my space, I'm always looking at the glass half full. I'm always looking for the best in you. I'm always trying to pull out that good in you. I know you made a mistake. You fumbled the rock. Let's get back up. Let's dust off. We all make mistakes. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, that's part of my purpose.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful I unlocked my purpose. And I'm so grateful for the road that I had to travel in order to get to my purpose. I tell it this way. I say sometimes you got to go on the enemy's camp to get the intel so that you can go back and then tell. There's some soldiers that go on the enemy's camp and gather intel. So I went out there. I found out how to rock up cane. I knew all of the transporting drugs. You know what I mean? All that stuff. I'm getting all of that intel. So then when I stand up and then tell, they're like, well, how is he speaking our language, but he looks nothing like us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let me show you my story. Let me share my story. And hopefully it can inspire you. And hopefully you can continue to write your story. But most people ain't even writing no more. You know what I mean? Most people have settled.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But again, had not somebody did it for me, I probably wouldn't be on your show right now. So we can't pick and choose who's going to receive and who's not. Our job is to throw the seed, to continue to throw the seed. This is the garden, the harvest. And let it land where it land. Some is going to land on stony ground, some going to land on good soil.
Yeah.
But let God get the increase. So I'm grateful for the people that saw that in me. You know what I mean? I see more in you.
And it's crazy that you're grateful for all the negative things that happened in your life, because that's what gave you.
Come on.
That's what made you you. Which this is a interesting outlook
yes, sir.
As a father,
yes, sir.
Right? Because my unfair advantage is every bad thing that's happened to me in my life.
Yeah.
And honestly, the more painful, the better I came out of it. Same
yes,
thing
sir.
for you.
Yes, sir.
So then it's like, as a father and as a parent, you want to give your kids the world.
Yeah.
But then it's like, we didn't have the world, and that's our unfair advantage.
Yeah.
So if somebody were to have just rolled out the carpet for you,
absolutely,
you wouldn't have the grit that you have. You wouldn't have this.
Oh no, bro. I would probably be destroyed because, like I said, I grew up in a family that were innovative. Like I said, my uncles, like I said, I knew what it was to have Cadillacs and Lincolns in the driveway, and you know what I mean? And my grandparents owned a house, and you couldn't sit on the front porch because they didn't believe in you sitting on the front porch, so you had to do all the playing in the backyard, and they watered the grass, and they upgraded their vehicles. Like, they owned businesses. Like, I grew up around all of that. And then in the music industry, which I was, bent on getting into, you know what I mean? But, I was a little bit, a lot of profanity, and my uncle didn't believe in the profanity. Not knowing that music eventually would lead to a lot of the profanities and all of that type of stuff. But I can only imagine, man, where I would be, man. I mean, like I said, I got a cousin that went to school with Ludacris and Farnsworth Bentley, was in Outkast's first video, turned around, you know what I mean, presenting Nas his birthday cake at his birthday parties, and now sells jets in Dubai. Like, she went, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have been exposed to all of that.
Yeah.
But God had a different road, because he knew if I would have went down that road, I would have been unreachable, man.
Yeah.
I would have been a hot mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I would have been.
I have a similar story with a friend of mine. He would always bring up, whenever it was like the first few months of me opening the studio and then me having the vision, like, man, there's going to be sets over here, and then there's going to be this and this and this. And he was like, he would always say, kind of not give me the credit. It would be, man, if you did this in a different city, this would be so cool or something. And as the year, 2 years went by, and then it was brought up again, like, man, I just wish you were in a different city. And I was like, I don't, because I think it would be too easy in a different city. And so I would rather it be, I make it in Lansing, Michigan.
Right. That's right.
and build it here because of the character and the grit that comes with it and who I become at the end because I went this way instead of that way.
Come on, brother. Come on, man. Absolutely, man. I'm with you wholeheartedly, man. And I'm the same way too as well, man. I'm grateful for, where I'm at and how things went. You know what I mean? And I was getting, I tell them how many times people tell me how I should and how I would.
Imagine if you had that same store, but in Atlanta, bro. It'd be so much bigger.
Or
just
you should do this, or you should do that, man. And again, like you said, that's great recommendations. But number one, I'm not even there yet. You know what I mean? And again, it's easy to be on the outside and make suggestions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when you in it, you know already where, the duct tape is, and you know already where, you know what I mean? So you're familiar with all that. So again, I'm good on that, man. You know what I mean? And again, another thing is I don't want to make sure that I don't step out of my lane, man.
Yeah. I'm
called to this.
Yeah.
I mean it, man. I know I'm anointed for this, man, because like you said, the fruit that's been seen, you know what I mean? So for me, I'm just staying in my lane. But again, don't compete with me when you can eat with me. There's enough out here for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's the perception of people looking at you saying, oh man, you know what? Who is he? No, I can do that better. Yeah. Well, why aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Because it costs you something. And people sometimes don't want to face themselves. That's that reality aspect.
Let's talk about positioning yourself as the premium brand. I think a lot of people, when they start their own business, this is what I've seen is like the majority goes the commodity cheap route.
Yep.
So that if they're, let's say, for example, we're doing a podcast.
Absolutely.
If somebody started a podcast today, they would just be the cheapest podcast in town and start there and then go up and then go up and then go up and go up. So like,
absolutely.
What was your vision with knowing how you wanted to be premium?
I think that went back to corporate America.
Okay.
Corporate America, like I said, man, I already was a great salesman because, like I said, I was a street pharmacist, you know what I'm saying? So I knew how to, the transactional part, but I didn't understand the psychology behind it. And once I began to understand the psychology behind it, you know what I mean? Then it was like, well, that makes sense. So corporate America taught me things like, I see you got your Profit First over there. I got that book too. But they would teach things like top-down selling. So in other words, don't start with the bottom and then work your way up. Start at the top.
Yeah.
And then work your way down. You know what I mean? Because now you're going to leave money on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So being able to take those teachings, I mean, the best thing I think advice I ever got was the script. Oh my God. You come into a new business and this is the script, the telemarketing script. This is how we address it. Most people don't want to learn the script.
Yeah.
But the script has been proven. The script was written by someone that was getting results.
Yeah.
And once I got that revelation that once I learned the script and I internalize it, I then began to bring my personality out with the script.
Yeah, yeah.
And before I know it, the script is doing all of the work for me.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting the deal. Well, why are you closing at a higher rate? Well, because I'm sticking to what the script is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's for me. You know what I mean? I'm big on that. So in terms of, the higher brand, I struggle with that. Oh, man, I get people come in my store sometimes say, man, you know what? You're not high enough.
Really?
I mean, like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I can get that. Okay, I get it. I know I got Kaza checks down the road. I know you walk in there and you can get, $3,000 suit and, and all that good stuff. But unfortunately, that's not my demographic. That goes back into my purpose.
Yeah.
My purpose is the least likelies. My purpose is the ones of the black sheeps. My purpose is the ones that were wrote off, that don't feel like they can do it. You follow me?
Yeah.
I don't never want to exclude them. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure we're going to evolve and we'll have, gabardine fabrics and, and all of these different types of other things that equates, a higher price margin. However, I'm also in Lansing.
Yep.
And if you don't do your demographics, then you won't understand how to, price your products. I know I got Men's Warehouse, Joseph A. Banks. I know I got JCPenney's, Kohl's. I know all of my competitors.
Yep.
I can walk in there and pretty much, and I do on occasion, see how much their suits are going for, see what they got, so that I know how to stay, my prices wise. Then I understand I'm also in a blue-collar city. A lot of people work for General Motors. got families. You know what I mean? So money, it ain't just like, we plan for things.
Yeah.
So I try to prepare myself, plan like that. But at the same token, I am learning to get better. You know what I'm saying? In terms of my price margin and things of that nature. And that's the elevation. That's where we're going to wind up going. You know what I mean? We're going to continue to evolve. We got a lot of great ideas that we're talking about. But my calling right now, man, unfortunately, man, and unfortunately, it's these young men, man. It's these young men, man. It's I'm telling you, there's nothing better than having a young man come in your store with his head hanging down because, number one, he doesn't feel confident enough that he can do this. And then get him fitted. Get him to try on everything. Walk him to the mirror, and you wait to see the response.
Yeah.
And before you know it, that young man don't even want to take that suit off. He's now pulling out his phone, and now you're taking photos and everything. Why? Because when you look good, you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's the reward. You know what I'm saying? That's the reward for me, man, to see that, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's hard, man. Like I said, believe me, we talked about going down to 12 Oaks. It's a totally different ballgame. We go to 12 Oaks.
Yeah.
Especially when you got the bigger conglomerates down there, man, you can't, you know what I mean? You're going to have to be ready to walk through that door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what does that look like? And when that time comes, I'm sure we'll be prepared for it. You know what I mean? I probably won't even be the one up even in the store.
Yeah.
I'll probably have a diverse sales force. Some Caucasians, got a little bit of everything. Why? Because, again, I don't want you necessarily to see me. Sometimes people see you and be like, you know what, I don't even want to mess with him. Why? Because technically, man, my man, every time I see him, he make me feel some type of way. But that's your issue. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get to the point where I can just pretty much be behind the scenes too, man, and not have to man a store.
Yeah.
But we still deliver in terms of service.
Yeah.
That's it. Service. Serving. Oh, my God. Serving is where it's at. And that becomes your biggest cheerleader. Your biggest promoter, because that person then wants their friends to experience the same type of service that they received.
Yeah.
That's why my Google reviews are amazing. Oh, man, he's personable. He teaches us. He talks to us about why your jacket is supposed to be like this. Why? Like, I really go into it, and I really, explain to them, because I want them to know all of their, choices.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an expert now. I've done it long enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't learned everything, but I know enough. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I deal with the pricing, more or less. But again, it's working. It's working, man.
I had a similar thing with pricing as well too, because I'm very aware of Lansing. Mm-hmm. I'm very aware of when I go next door. So I don't personally offer any services at the studio anymore.
Okay.
But when I do go over and I interact with people, like I'm aware of budgets and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And I've always been. Not always. I've evolved into becoming the premium option with things. And it was really just, I started, the reason why I know everyone starts, most people, is because I've seen it, but also I lived it. Like when I first started, I was like maybe 17, just graduated high school and wanted to offer studio time. And people were asking, I'm like, I don't know what to charge. And there was one studio in town, and I remember I called, hi, how much is studio time? They said, back then it was like $35 an hour. They're like, do you want to book a session? And I was like, and I just hung up, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. They charge $35, I'm going to do $25. And so I started at $25 an hour, and I did it till I couldn't do it anymore. Then I'm like, shoot, I'm 35 now.
Absolutely.
Did it, and everyone stayed, and then I slowly went up and up and up. But this is maybe a few months ago. I had a friend, and he was helping me come up with like coaching packages and what specific thing I help people with and who I'm talking to. And like the pricing just, I felt it inside. So it wasn't so much of a confidence in my ability. I'm just like inside, like my discernment, it's off. Yeah. Like I know my audience and I know what their budget is and I know that I could help them, but like they don't got $10,000 because I'm supposed to be helping the younger version of me. And I'm like, the younger version of me didn't have $10,000 for a coach. I didn't have $5,000 for a coach. Absolutely. I didn't have $2,000 for a coach. And I used to complain sometimes when I would be looking at it, the half empty, and I'd be like, man, it's a trap because the people that I know can help me charge thousands of dollars and I can't afford them because I don't have any money right now.
Yes, sir.
And so it felt like a trap.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I've always taken pride in I want to, and this is why I also know I have to build a team, because I know I can't do it, but like I want to build a team and provide opportunities for other people and set them up to be successful with sticking to the blueprint, sticking to the script that I created that is tried and true and this shit works.
That's right.
And now I can offer it a premium service at a more affordable rate because of the delegation, and because of the team, and because of the systems that I created. So I no longer have to be the guy that shows up and films the video or edits the video. But now there's a script to follow. There's templates. There's the blueprint.
And I love that for you, man. I promise you, like that, again, it's stewardship. That's really what it boils down to, stewardship. When we first starting out, you absolutely right. I was making handmade lapel flower pins, selling them for $5 a pop. If I can get you to get 5 of them for $25, I was doing good, right? Didn't want no tax. I just wanted the 25. And again, humble beginnings. Like you said, shirt prices way below, because I wanted people to, to patronize me. But again, like you said, once I began to realize my worth, and then not only just that, realize that I got a good product. You know what I'm saying? Like, truth of the matter, I do deserve more. Now, going back to that script, am I afraid to run the play? You know what I mean? You're sitting there, oh man, yep, that was a 3-piece custom suit. That right there is going to be, let's say $900 and some odd dollars. First person speaks, loses. But you know what? I still have a problem, and I still on occasion still count family's money. I do, especially with prom season. All day long. Because again, I know how much these families are spending for these proms. You know what I mean? I mean, again, $1,400, $1,600 for a rhinestone, you know what I'm saying, suit. Again, if the child is doing what it needs to do, let's celebrate them. But I've had clients come in the store where I say, guess what? I don't even want your business. Because you just went off on your mama, and your mama, just because she couldn't afford to get you, you know what I'm saying, $1,000 suit, you don't even represent what Walk Worthy even stand. I'm Gucci. I'll let that, you know what I'm saying? I'll let that money go, because you don't even represent our brand. So I do on occasion count my parent, you know what I'm saying, my clients' money, especially when I get a single mom comes in there, you know what I mean? Okay, again, bro, we got something off the rack. You may not be able to do custom, but I promise you it's just as much. It's going to cost a fraction. You remember, you still got to get your car. You still got to get the shoes. You still got to get the, go out and, get some cheese on the burger. So I'm always trying to paint what the bigger picture is to at least help the young person realize, again, bro, like, don't go all in, you know what I'm saying, on this. But at the same token, then I get clients that come in and say, guess what? Whatever he wants. He deserves it.
I believe in a perfect world, you cater to both. You have like a premium option and also like a more, like your standard option.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you got to know your client for sure. You know what I mean? You got to know your client, man. And again, that goes back to, like I said, with you, man, you surrounding yourself. Look at the fruit, man. You reinvesting back into the vision.
Yeah, constantly.
Bro, look at this. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. This ain't like you just starting out. You are the real deal.
Thank you.
You are it. Real talk. And it's only a matter of time before, once again, those that don't believe, they're going to believe. And if they don't, once again, those aren't our constituents. You know what I'm saying? But remember, there's somebody for you. My mentor told me this, and I'll never forget it. She said, baby, you may not be right for everybody, but you're right for somebody. Don't focus on everybody. Focus on the somebodies. And that has helped me so much. Do you imagine this, I'm in the mall working. I have a store that sells men's clothing. And I see people walk past my store that I think we have a friendship, and I would think that you would want to come and patronize me. Not even come in. But we'll go into JCPenney's. And then because I got a relationship with Men's Warehouse, because I got packages there every now and then get delivered down there, I walk in, it's like, oh man, like, bro, like, thought we was, don't even come in and holler at your boy, man. But that's okay. No love lost. I may not be right for everybody, but I'm right for somebody. And it's 5 years that we're still here. So again, we weren't relying upon you to support us. Because if we did, then you'd be trying to take the credit. Only reason he's successful is because you know what I mean? I work with him. I give him, the money. You know what I mean? No. God provides for me. God brings in people, man, and they come from all different races and ethnicities, and you know what I'm saying? Man, it's a beautiful thing to watch. I promise you. I love it. You know what I mean? And again, because I look to God as my source. And that's what makes it so exciting. He knows what bills need to be paid. He knows already what needs to be done. As long as I show up and do what I need to do, leave the rest up to him. Do what I can do and let him do what he does.
Yeah.
And as long as I'm doing it in excellence and my store is clean and you know what I mean, and I'm dressed like I'm a professional and I'm greeting you and my checkout is, you know what I'm saying, and I have bags and you know what I mean, and all the things to be able to perform, let's roll. Let's roll. Let's get the job done. Yeah.
That whole, I'm not meant for everybody, but I'm meant for somebody. That's my approach with social media too, or my mindset with social media. So every time I make a video, I believe that I currently have the healthiest relationship I've ever had when it comes to detaching my worth or identity to how the performance or views of anything does. I just know like I'm supposed to show up and I'm going to check that box.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to do my best documenting what I'm doing versus going out of my way or whatever. And there's a good message here, even like with this podcast. I was talking to somebody that I would say they struggle with, they've had success in the past with getting lots of views, let's say millions of views, and then they took 2, 3, 4, 5 years off. And so now they're starting, but they're afraid to restart again and drop and get 100, or drop and get 50, drop and get 500. And I was saying that
that's good.
I guess the wisdom would be the amateur mindset is there's a sense of entitlement that you're just entitled to get this.
You're right.
And I was like, I have the complete opposite where I don't expect anyone.
I love it.
So my expectations are at an all-time low.
I love
as in, I don't expect anyone to watch this podcast. But I'm smart enough to know that that's not going to happen and somebody's going to watch this podcast. And it's not meant for everybody, but it is meant for somebody. And there will be maybe 5 people or 10 people or 100 people or however many people end up watching this is who was meant to watch this.
That's
and
it,
I'm
bro.
okay with that. And I know that as long as I keep showing up and doing more and more and more, like it's inevitable for it to grow, but I'm okay with doing this if it takes 10 years to grow. And that takes me back to what you were saying earlier about finding your gift. And it's like asking yourself, what would you do for free?
Absolutely.
And whenever I've done that and I've like self-reflected, and I also add a couple more questions where it's what comes easy to you and hard for others. What makes you lose track of time? And for me, it was always what comes easy to me is like seeing the big picture, connecting the dots, the strategy, the blah, 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 making content. What makes me lose track of time? Having long conversations with like-minded individuals. And like when I reflected on my answers to these things, I'm like, this guy needs a podcast. He needs to be broadcasting and communicating with content creation. He needs to own a company. And that's what fuels the thing so he can keep going. And
come on. No, man, Crack, I'm going to tell you something, bro. I'm eating over here, man. I promise you, bro. Because going back into your content, man, I'm going to tell you, you look like you're supposed to be there. You don't look like no novice. You look like you like you said, you in your element. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, when I see you, everything, man, one of my funniest ones is, what is it, the water? When you drive up on the side of the guy and all of a sudden you say, hurry up and go. My man throw the water on him or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? And then all of a sudden you don't take off and, you know, you drive in the car and then it's a passenger and he roll up on a guy on the street and he throws something at him. He's like, go, 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 go. And then you just stand. But again, so natural, organic, don't look like you trying to force anything. And even now, man, just sitting back, bro, this is you. This was written in the stars. You're doing what you're supposed to do. So when you say you ain't got no expectation, man, I commend you on that. Again, you're doing it. And that's where I think I am now able to get something from you. Because I get a lot from you, but I'm just listening to you talk about the way you write down the strategies and all that. Man, ain't no way you putting in all that work and you ain't about to, you know what I'm saying, arrive at that destination. There's no way whatsoever. That's like Kobe Bryant. You putting in the work in the gym, baby. So you're going to go out and score 81 on Toronto. You know what I'm saying? It's what you do when ain't nobody looking. And then when the camera's like, man, it's easy this. But what are you doing when ain't nobody looking?
Yeah.
So that goes back to the planning. That goes back to the blueprint. That goes back to all the things that you're doing right now. Bro, come on, man. It's carved out, bro. Like the spot, like real talk. Like you should be the spokesperson for just not even trying to limit you to Lansing, but just saying when it comes to studio, when it comes to podcasts, when it comes to anything, you know what I mean? You trying to get your voice out there. You should be looking nowhere else other than you.
Thank you.
Now the question is can they afford you now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because again, they're gonna get quality.
Yeah. I'd say that's what I take the most pride in is quality. I'm reading the book that I'm reading right now is by Patrick Bet-David, Your Next 5 Moves. But he was talking about at his company. He was Patrick Bet-David.
Man, that's my guy, man.
I love his voice.
Man.
He talks the way he talks. I just
his
love it.
first commercial he did when he was if you go back to my timeline, I post it every time it pops up. But it was the one when he said, no one sees the lonely nights. No one sees the negative bank accounts. And then one day you look up and then all of a sudden that bus ride past and his face is on the front of the bus and he pulls up in his Ferrari and he jumps out and he throws the valet guy his keys. But the earlier part of it shows all of, you know what I mean,
awesome.
The lows and stuff. Man, I've been rolling with Patrick a long time. I love that dude, man. So I got to get that book, man. I didn't even know he had that one out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But he was talking about building his company, the company culture, the standard was speed. And he said, we focused on speed. How can we do this faster? Which I love that. You know, money loves speed. And I would say one of my weaknesses is being so strategic, is waiting. Like right now, I mean, you see this is good enough to take to the public.
Absolutely.
But for me, it's not streamlined enough.
Okay.
And there's still these variables that like these last few kinks to get out over the next like week. And to me, it's worth sacrificing that week of being out to knowing that I permanently resolved this issue.
Absolutely. I agree.
Right before we started filming, we were still troubleshooting that. I don't want that happening.
Right. No. Again, brother, I commend you, man. You can't get mad that you have a work ethic of an NBC or a major television, you know what I'm saying, network. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, why major in the minors when you can major in the majors? I mean, really, and then what does that do even for your viewers and the subscribers and all of that, the quality of work and all of those type of things where you take pride in what you're putting out there, man. That's amazing, and I'm grateful that you do that versus, like you said, I mean, there's nothing wrong with duct taping and just, you know, my boy Marcus Leslie, do it ugly before you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Before you get it there, but at the same point in time, you should be evolving. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Your microphone should be changing. Yeah. Your camera should be getting better. You know what I mean? Yeah. So again, anything that ain't growing is dead, baby.
If I could go back in the last 2.5 years, I wish right when I got the keys, I would have filmed and published a studio tour. Okay. And then a year later, you know, and every year do that because I haven't done one.
You understood.
And so I've posted pictures or some videos or some stories and people have seen it grow, but like I wish that I publicly posted and shown me walking around being like, there's going to be these over here and then this is going to be a room and we're going to build a wall here.
So like a time capsule almost in a sense to see how the evolution and everything. No, I get that all day long, man.
I have footage and I'll put it together eventually, but like I wish that I had already dropped every year.
Okay. Well, you didn't. Yeah. And furthermore, look where we at. Yeah. Bro, we sitting on your set, bro. One of them. One of the sets, you know what I'm saying? That, bro, again, that's for me, man, I love this sort of thing, man. I mean it, bro, because I'm sitting in what was once an idea. You brought what was in the natural.
What you're wearing was once an idea.
Absolutely.
Let me see the inside.
Absolutely. Yeah. Got the Walk Worthy logo up in there, monogram and everything, man. But you're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right about that. And it's, I never would imagine, but I'm in it now. And I love it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now it's just, once again, getting better at it. And then not only just that, helping someone else. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's another thing that I'm willing to give anybody a shot, man. I mean that. You know, I got a young man that he was able to come out to the store and I let him do a pop-up. You know, he had a clothing brand. Okay. And he just pulled up right in front of the store, you know, right outside the door, you know what I mean? And the brother was selling units and everything. That brother was on the 13th of this month getting ready to go in there and open up his own kiosk now. Really? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he just needed that, you know what I mean? again, why compete with me when you can eat with me?
Yeah.
And then not only that, how can we even bring this together and form something?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how you just said, the podcast studio with the, you know what I'm saying, all of that. How can you bring all of that in?
Yeah.
One-stop shop, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got a podcast, guess what? Come on up in here. I mean, you ain't got to worry about the set. We got the set already for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was sure looking at that. You know, I've struggled, threw my hat in the ring with podcasts quite a few times. I was doing podcasts when the podcast was just ready to come out, and I was on Anchor, and all I could do, and all I could do was the voice. But again, I was doing it for my joy, and I always enjoyed it. But now as I'm getting ready to, you know what I'm saying, do it, again, I'm thinking like, man, James, man, bro, we need to go over here with Crack, man. Sit down. He already got it set up. Cut the cameras on. That's one less thing we got to worry about.
Yeah.
And again, ain't nobody competing. I'm eating. You built something that I can use. Mm-hmm. It's only right that we sow into you. This stuff ain't cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, wrong mentalities, crab mentalities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to keep you down. But again, those aren't our constituents. You know what I'm saying? Because God will bring like-minded individuals in to support the building. You know what I'm saying? You might have to filter through some people.
Yeah.
Have to go through the numbers. Yeah, but anything that's supposed, it'll rise. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're doing. And now look at you, and wifey, y'all, again, man, y'all, it's built, man. Are you expanding now? This is expansion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, bro, you it. And I promise you, I don't just say that, bro. You it.
Speaking of, this is an idea that we're living in. What you're wearing idea.
Yes.
What advice would you give to the viewer watching right now that has an idea and a dream? What do you feel like you needed to hear 20 years ago? You had a lot of ideas, maybe not a lot of confidence on what to do, which direction to go. That seems to be the thing that stands out to me when people talk to me is direction. Yeah. Of just, I got all these ideas, I just don't.
I think you can't be afraid to fail. You know what I mean? You learn what doesn't work when you fail. You even get a chance to see really, are you really serious as you try to make it, seem when you fail. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of cats, come along. Oh, man, yeah, man, I want this sales job. We're going to make some great money. The next thing you know, you get a couple no's, couple other no's. Man, you know what, bro, I don't think this is cut out for me, man. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I think I would tell anyone, get ready, because you're going to evolve. You're going to question yourself. You're going to have dark moments. But if you stick to it, the fruit that it will produce, you got to go through it.
Yeah.
A renewing of the mind. What are you putting in? Who are you listening to? Who are you around? You know what I'm saying? All of those things. And then first and foremost, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Because unless you're ready, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you can have aspirations all day long, but when the challenges come, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's going. Your expectations are gonna collapse. But when you sick and tired of being sick and tired, this gotta work. This gotta work, bro. Walk Worthy gotta work. Because I can't go back to just working a regular, job. Now, if the cars, fall the way they made. Don't get me wrong. Now, I ain't no stranger to humility. I was raised on hard work. Now, my grandfather, like I said, cut down trees. You know what I mean? So I get dirty. Don't let the suit fool you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to get dirty, but at the same token, I know that ain't fulfilling me. And I know that ain't tied to my purpose. So for me, this gotta work. That's what gets me up every morning. That's what gets me to open that gate. That's what gets me, to stay up late and have late nights and early mornings. That's what gets me, to do the things that I don't necessarily enjoy doing until I can find someone to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, it's gotta work. It's going to work. It is working. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. It's working. And I don't got to put as much effort as I did to get the train going as before. Before I had to push some momentum in it. Now I'm riding a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, the momentum a little bit, you know. But again, you got to throw some more fuel in it in order to go to the next destination. But I would tell people all day long, man, make sure you lock in, you know what I'm saying, with Free Game with Crack. Because this is a great resource, a vital resource, because you're not sugarcoating anything. Yeah. You're putting it out there like a TI is. You know what I'm saying? And we need to be raw.
Yeah.
Get ready. But if you endure, man, others can eat from it. Because the fruit ain't just for us to eat. It's for others to pick from too. And then guess what? And you go do it. And if we continue to do that, bro, we're inspiring, man. We're inspiring, bro. You know what I mean? So that's what I would tell, you know what I'm saying, somebody out there that's listening. All gas, no brakes. Lamborghinis ain't made for residential neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Again, you got to believe it before others believe it. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't believe it, you can't expect nobody else to believe it. You know what I mean? And again, make sure you keep God number one, because you're going to have some nights where you're going to have to cry, you're going to pray, you're going to have to jump in the word, you're going to have to go to mass, you're going to have to go to church. I'm just being honest, like I know where my fuel is when I get low.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go somewhere to recharge, to be refreshed, to be renewed, all of those things. So if I could tell them anything, make sure you got the right people around you, and don't be afraid to ask for help. That's another thing. We got a problem asking for help. And then not only just that, even as a mentor, don't be afraid to help. Because some people be so fearful that if I'm going to help you, you're going to do better than me.
Yeah.
Don't compete with me when you can eat with me. There's enough out here for all of us out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So again, be ready to pour into somebody. And then not only that, be ready to be poured into. Stay teachable. Try to remain humble. You know what I'm saying? Take inventory and self-development, improve where you are weak at, you know, hit the gym, create discipline. Like all of the things that you're doing, bro, I'm serious, man. It's a mental thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mental.
Absolutely, man. So again, when we see you up in there, we know why you're doing it, keeping that mental sharp. And that's where I can get better at. Because unfortunately, I wasn't really a disciplined young man. You know what I mean? I played ball, but I didn't really, running laps and suicides. Yeah. Like I'm just a naturally gifted person at playing basketball.
Yeah.
But if I would have had that discipline aspect, so I'm still even learning discipline because some things are easy for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I know already how to do it. Create the invoice, send the invoice. You know what I'm saying? You need this kind of suit. What's the nature of the garment? You know, like some things I can do with my eyes closed. But then there's going to be certain other things that I'm going to have to, have you got the bookkeeper yet? Have you got an accountant yet? You know what I'm saying? Those things, you know what I mean? And it's like the evolution, but man, you got an accountant now. I got a bookkeeper now, bro. Yeah. So again, and then enjoy. And that's the last thing I would tell them, to enjoy the process. Because most times we feel like we can't rejoice until we get to the end game. Learn to rejoice during the process. I promise you, enjoy the small wins. Enjoy them. Do something for yourself. Buy yourself a watch, whatever the case may be. But appreciate the small wins, man. And have fun. You know what I mean? And that's what I would probably tell them, man. You know? And make sure you subscribe, you know what I'm saying, to Free Game with Crack for sure. Because you're going to have to make sure you got the premium fuel, you know what I mean, for the gas tank to take you there, man. You know? But I want to just end this and just tell you, man, thank you. Thank you for having me on the show, bro. I am honored. And I'm going to tell you, man, you don't even know the thoughts that was going through my mind as I thought about coming here and recording this. I mean, honestly, I had every thought to the point, well, what if this is my last interview? What if you held the last recording and the Lord decides to call me home? What would I want to say? What would I want to leave someone with? I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for whatever reason, God saw fit for me to be on your show, and I'm honored to be on your show. And I want you to continue to keep up the great work, bro, because you are out here doing it, man. You doing it, baby. They might not want to give you your roses, but we see you, baby. You doing it, man. From the music videos, all of that. They cannot deny your work ethic. They cannot deny it. They can't. The fruit speaks for itself. The family speaks for itself.
Yeah.
The people around you speaks for itself. So continue to do it and lay on it, bro. This your year. Go get it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be there with you to celebrate with you, man. You know what I mean? And I'm praying always how I can connect with you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and work with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm being real with that, man. I know you, bro. You got it, bro. I'll be thinking about promotions and all that stuff you're talking about, like, bro, I need you. I do need you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to make sure that it's organic, not forced, and I'm able to walk through that door. And not only that, continue on after you've done what you've done. You know what I'm saying? Am I prepared for what comes afterwards? You know what I'm saying? Do I got the manpower?
Yeah.
And all of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where, you know what I'm saying, I move. But I just want to tell you, man, I love you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you again for having me on this show, man. I'm excited to see what's in the future. I already know it. I see it. But again, I'm honored to say I know you, man. I promise you, bro, this is an 8th grade dropout, child runaway, bro. Literally the least likely, sitting here at this moment in time, bro, standing in my dream, standing in your dream. Man, ain't God good.
Yeah.
Because most people would have had me wrote off, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But God. And I want people to know that. Yeah.
Man, that's why I love content so much,
yes,
because
sir.
content lives forever. And then like seeing the gift that you have and the voice that you have, I want it to be amplified.
Praise God, man. Thank you.
And heard by so many.
Yeah.
That's why I also believe and encourage people to create and share your gift with the world, which is like turning on the camera, what we're doing right now.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
Yeah, and that's why I got to get better with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you, man. I got to get better behind that camera, man. I'm so self-conscious. That's like what Kanye say. That's why you see me with both of my watches. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how conscious, you know what I mean? I'm so self-conscious, man. But like you said, cut the camera on and just record.
Yeah. You're going to see me sharing a lot more ugly content.
Right.
I think there's a time and a place for the foundational, this is how I want to show up.
Yes, sir.
Polished.
Yes, sir.
That will always be there.
Yes, right.
But then on top of that, sprinkle on, pull out the phone and real-time update a thought. You might be getting in the car and going for a ride, but you have this idea, this thought that you want to share, or a phone call just happened. Another idea, like for content advice for the people watching, is it's taking the conversations you're having in private, public. And you can leave out certain details or people's names, but you know, you might have a conversation with your wife tonight.
Right.
And there's a takeaway, there's a lesson in there, and then that's what you decide to share tomorrow morning.
Absolutely. And see, and that's what I mean. It's okay to do that. But sometimes we overthink it so much, man. You know, but we're living in this day and age of content now where everybody, you know what I mean? The rawer it is, the better it look like it is now.
Yeah.
You know, it's so easy to say lights, camera, action, and then, you know, go in and edit out and all that. But like you said, just the rawness of it. And especially now with, you know, the transition of the influencer and all of that now, like pretty much people are creating their own networks now. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, seriously, big budget, like movies. I've seen one, I think it was a video earlier today. It was a dude had a Spider-Man outfit on and I think some other guys was throwing some sand up, but I mean, they recording it, but then the final edit, like people are getting creative. Like, bro, I don't need Hollywood no more, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's exciting right there. Yeah. That's exciting right there. And that's where I got to get better at, man. I do, man. I got to figure out how we do that. You know what I mean? I thought about doing just doing live in my store, my consultations and stuff like that, and just interaction, and just do a live all day long because we got so many people coming out. So that's a couple of things that I have been thinking about, but I just don't know how the camera aspect, how that's set up, but that's where I need to call the professional. Yeah. That's where I need to call the professional.
Yeah, you need like a broadcast station that's set it and forget it. It's dialed, it's there. Yeah. And it's there, but it's not in the way for like the customers or whatever, but maybe at your desk you have it kind of how I have my desk. I have like the mic clamp there. I have a light clamp to it. I have normally a camera clamp right to it. So my desk is like my broadcast station. So it's just there. Yeah. And especially if you're having consultations with people, it's set up in a way to where, okay, I'm about to do a consultation. I'm going to sit down. And then Crack set it up for me, and all I got to do, I got to turn this on, and press this button. All right, cool. Yep, the red light's on, I'm good. Absolutely. And then now you just document you doing the thing that you do. Absolutely. And that's where I got to get better. And even to the point where, like you just said, those raw conversations, because one thing I would tell you about my story, and I don't know if you ever notice it, it becomes a hub for men.
they just come in there and hang out.
Yeah.
That's why my future store, I got to have a pool table. I got to have a basketball court.
Yeah.
I got to have, I'm talking about, I want a hockey floor. I want a man cave vibe, bro. I want, lounge area, everything. Because the men come up in there and we just have these raw conversations, how to be better fathers, how to be better husbands, overcoming, adversity, praying for one another, man, bro. Like, it'd be some of the craziest stuff taking place in there. But literally, I get men that stop in there because their gas tank is running low. And they just need to refuel. And there's somebody in there that usually has a word or talking about something that is going to speak into somebody's situation. I recognize that that's how God wired that store.
Yeah.
And I just want to continue to build on it. And that's why I think with the cameras aspect of it, it gives them a different glimpse in terms of this ain't just clothing.
Yeah.
We're clothing you more than just with clothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's, like I said, going back to what we do. Walk Worthy is a lifestyle.
Where can people find you on social media?
Oh, man. They can find me definitely on TikTok, under Mr. Worthy, Instagram, Mr. Walkworthy, Facebook, on Worthy Menswear. You can find us on LinkedIn, Aondray Worthy. Just Google Worthy Menswear. I think we've been at this long enough where we come up in the search engines and all of that, and you see a lot of the content and a lot of the people we've dressed and everything, and you can get a better idea of who we are and everything. So yeah, just Google Worthy Menswear, YouTube, you know what I mean? Worthy Menswear. Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, Worthy Menswear.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Well, thank you for being on the podcast.
Man, Crack, man, thank you for having me, man. I promise you, man. I mean that, man. Thank you for having me. And shout out to Leslie, man, too, man, as well, man, for shooting me out, man. That's my guy, man. Good brother, man. It's exciting to watch what's going on with Mr. Leslie's cheesecakes and all that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified for future episodes. And if you're tuned in on Spotify, do us a favor and please give it a 5-star review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Appreciate it.
That's it.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
So smooth.